Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today is Election Day Tuesday for the midterm election. Hope you guys went out and voted. So I figured every Tuesday I do planting. That's what I do. And I thought I would take the time to make another Tuesday evening video for you guys. Just keep you guys updated on what I'm up to, what's going on, and yeah, all that. So I'll give you a little bit of an update on my leafy greens that I posted not that long ago, and show you a couple other little things. So let's get this camera turned around and show you what's going on. So as you can see, the light has been crushing it for microgreens, which I would not use this light for microgreens unless I had an area with like a lot of big tables, because this light could do an area a lot bigger than this. But more on that light in a later video. But you can see my lettuce is doing well. My chard's doing well, rainbow chard, arugula, and one cucumber finally came up. And these are starting to get kind of dry. I haven't dipped these since I first planted them. And you can see the roots poking out. Let's see if there's something maybe easier to see that on. I don't know if you can see it. This one you can see a lot of roots. So these are ready to go into a hydroponic system, and they're going to be growing cracky. So I will be using just a shallow container, and these will all be in net pots just through the plastic of that shallow container. And if that's a video you guys would like to see me show you how I set up a cracky system, let me know and I'll show you. Or there's tons of information already out there about that. Here's some mammoth cabbage doing fantastic, and the radish has really exploded. These are ready now, but I'm going to harvest them tomorrow because I watered them pretty heavy this morning, and so they're a little bit damp. You can see a little bit of water there in the leaf. So I'm going to let those absorb that last of that water, and then yeah, those will get harvested tomorrow night. So here's the soil. Same stuff growing as the hydroponic. So I got some lettuce here and here and here. And here's my chards. And then arugula. And a cucumber has started to come up. Here's some red garnet amaranth that's growing fantastic. And just so you know, that is Hidden Harvest Grow Light. I will put their link in the description. This is a grow light I got from Brad. Real nice guy I do support. Somebody had mentioned in my last video, they mentioned how this light was purple. And, you know, they thought that I used Brad's lights. And I'm like, well, I do. I use a lot of lights. So there's Brad's. And when I'm done making the video I'm making for this particular light, which is not related to YouTube, but I will be removing that light and putting Brad's back in here to finish up my hydroponics versus soil experiment. But just thought you guys might want to know that. Got some more amaranth. I harvested a little bit last night that I put in a mix. And I've got some, I think this is purple kohlrabi. This is that spicy oriental mustard that I promoted so much on YouTube because it's such a good deal that for a long time they had sold out of this stuff. I'm not sure if they have it back yet or not, or if they do have it back at True Leaf, if it's even the same price as it used to be. But yeah, with all my seeds, I get it all from True Leaf Market. You guys hear me say that all the time, and I'll put my affiliate link in the description if you're interested. And this is Golden Acre cabbage. And this tray is phenomenal. Like, that is a really healthy tray of Golden Acre cabbage. Here, we've got bull's blood beets. And that came out pretty good. I planted it kind of light intentionally. I'm still working on my method for beets. And I think I'm starting to figure out a couple things about it. Seeing how I just showed you the beets, I figure I'm planting stuff, why not plant some beets and show you how I grew these ones. These ones here, I'm pretty happy with. they could be a little bit better. Like they could be a little bit denser. And I just showed them, but I'll show them again. There's not a lot of seed holes, but there are some. And they did bring up a little bit of soil with them. But overall, they're quite good. So I'm happy with those. So I'm going to grow them about the same way. But this time, I am going to be using what I call fish trays. So these are trays. I've showed these in a video a long time ago that a chef of mine gets his seafood in these trays. And so he gives them to me because they don't do anything with them. When they deliver the seafood, they give him these trays. He uses them around the restaurant, but he's only got use for so much. So he gives them to me, which is awesome. And then the other nice thing I like about these trays is he also gives me lids. And so these lids are great for crops that I don't want to stack. Now, in the case of these beets, I'm not going to stack them. I find that I get better results without them being stacked. That could change. I could do something else and decide, no, stacking them's the way to go. But right now, I'm not stacking them. I've already watered in my soil pretty good. It's pretty good and damp. Got my bull's blood beets. And I'm going to sprinkle these on by hand. I know you guys would probably really rather I weighed them for you so you know what I'm doing. But I'll bring the camera in closer as I'm done and show you just how much I put on. Bigger seeds you can really go by look. It doesn't have to be weighed out. Really, if you get comfortable with seeds, you don't have to weigh anything. But that's my opinion. And it's my channel, so my opinion is the only one that matters. Just kidding. Like hearing everybody's opinion. Alright, so that's slightly denser than the last batch I did. It's still not super dense. I planted them dry. I didn't soak them. You could. I'm finding beets tend to like to be kind of dry, but who knows? We'll see. So let me bring the camera in here and I'll show you just how dense that is. Or better yet, let me bring this up to you. Easier than me moving the camera around. So you can see the density there. It's not overly dense. Now I'm going to take just about a little over half a bowl of Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes and sprinkle that over. And I'm just lightly covering the seeds. I don't want a really thick amount of soil on top. Just something that is helpful to grab the seed holes as they sprout and allow those seed holes to grow, to grab onto something and stay in the soil rather than coming up with the seed. And it seems to work pretty good. The problem I have whenever I've done this with soil, so I'm not even going to use all that, that's enough. The problem I've had is that sometimes I'll get like a shelf of soil that it all sticks together and rises up as one unit or in chunks, and then it just kind of collapses back down on the beets and kills them. And then you get damping off problems and a lot of stuff like that. So what I'm finding though is it's very soil dependent. So you're going to want, if you're going to cover up your beets, you're going to want a really fluffy, lightweight soil and a really thin layer of it at that. So it's easy to break up and it doesn't become one big unit. So this is Pro Mix. I believe it's the BX. And this is a really light, fluffy soil. And this should work pretty good. So the soil underneath, like I said, I already watered that in pretty good. Pretty good and heavy. And I planted the dry beets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly mist the topsoil. I'm not going to soak it. In the past, I had watered that in pretty heavy. I don't think the beets like that. At least when I talked to them last time, they said, you know what, we don't like that. Don't do that anymore. So I'm going to stop. It's got to be nice to the beets. All right, so I got just damp. There's enough moisture already in the lower level of soil to promote germination. And like I said, these won't get stacked. So I've got a lid, and I'm actually going to just seal that lid right on. So this is a little bit different experiment than what I did over here, because this had a humidity dome upside down. This one I've got just a lid on. I'm going to put it on my top shelf where I don't have any light, any direct light, and that should keep it dark enough. So I'm going to plant a whole bunch more stuff, but I think this video is probably already long enough. Most of you guys probably already left. If you made it this long, let me know in the comments, because I'll be curious how many of you actually watched it this far. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep making videos if you guys keep watching them. And that's it. I'm out. Thanks.